What is systems thinking? It's seeing and understanding a situation, the parts and the whole and the relationships, and understanding that the parts are not functioning in isolation in a vacuum. So what is the power of applying systems thinking then? Well, think about it. You have resources, right? And your resources are, it can be an expertise, money, it can be time, it can be a location, some sort of decisive factor amongst the competitors. And let's say it's 2-2-2, right? So systems thinking actually makes you put them together. So if you can understand the parts and relationships and the functions of each and objectives and how they impact the system level objectives, then you have a value of 222, right? Twos are individual, but when they work together, when they correlate, when they relate each other, when they function together for a common cause, then you have the value of 222, correct? So this is a healthy system. An unhealthy system will look like, well, if some of them are working together, then at most you can have 22, right? Or you can group them like this, you still have 22. You can group them 2-2-2 and put in the work, but then they work in silos, and then you have only two, the biggest value, the largest value. If you can organize them in a wrong way, you don't understand their functions and relationships, then you can have this kind of a organization or this. So none of these are 222, okay? So that's why systems thinking requires a holistic approach, and it's not written like this, correct? And some of you are really good at the spelling, so correct me. Yes, this is not written like that, it's written like this. So it requires a holistic approach. Just like the example I did, right? 2-2-2. If you don't understand the value of each two and then make them work together for the common cause, the common objective, from a holistic perspective, then they just have two, value of two, correct? So I want to give you an example, the blind man and the elephant, okay? And in this picture, you can see the elephant as the company or a product that everyone needs to march forward and meet the monthly and annual goals and make money, make sales, right? So if there are blind men around an elephant and they don't see, they don't hear, correct? So one holds the tail and then says an elephant is just like a brush, right? Because he's not seeing, he's not hearing. And in this case, really, if you make your employees not think in systems, but you make them work in silos, that's what's going to happen. They will not see the big picture of the company, okay? And then you can, as a CEO, as a manager, senior level manager, you can preach them all day long, right? Let's make this elephant move. Let's make more sales. If the individual employee or unit or department is not seeing the big picture, not seeing the holistic value, not seeing the systems value to the organization, they can't do it, right? So my question to you is, and if you can comment below, write in the chat, I'll be really happy. How can you improve this situation, right? How can you improve this situation, this understanding? I'm gonna pause a bit and then let you type. So as a matter of fact, you can improve the situation as a manager. How? You can give them eyes, which means you can let them, experience what they are touching with eyes. So add more visuals to the situation, correct? What else can we do? Well, another thing I want to do is, as a manager, to improve the situation is give them talking, give them speaking abilities, so that they can coordinate, they can speak, they can email, they can share information with other employees and departments, correct? So that also increases the understanding. One thing I also want to add is if you can move the roles of employees, correct? So make them, I don't mean like permanently, but let them work in other teams, see what they are doing, and add to their knowledge and experience. So this way they're going to see the elephant, and from a marketing perspective, they will understand what the manufacturing guys are doing. From a quality perspective, they will understand what the salespeople are doing. and they will sympathize with others, and they will contribute better to their function. Okay, so these three things I think can easily improve the understanding of this elephant. Otherwise, you can preach all day, all night, and then the elephant will not walk, which means you're not going to make more sales, you're not going to make a better product, and you're not going to have a better company.